Every so often, a motorcycle comes along that changes the course of history. For Harley-Davidson, that bike was the Knucklehead. First released in 1936, it introduced a revolutionary engine that redefined performance, reliability, and style. Fast forward nearly 90 years, and Harley-Davidson has revived that legend for 2025. The new Knucklehead isn't just a motorcycle, it's a tribute to American culture, an engineering statement, and a love letter to the generations of riders who made Harley what it is today. A deep dive into the original Knucklehead. The Knucklehead engine, with its distinctive knuckle-shaped rocker boxes, was Harley's first overhead valve big twin. Back then, most motorcycles relied on side-valve engines, which were simple but limited in performance. The Knucklehead changed that by offering more power, higher speeds, and a design that quickly captured the hearts of riders. From 1936 to 1947, it was the machine that put Harley on the map as a leader in motorcycle engineering. Veterans returning from World War II customized these bikes into bobbers and choppers, sparking a movement that still defines biker culture today. Owning a Knucklehead became more than transportation, it was identity, rebellion, and freedom on two wheels. Today, surviving originals are treasured collectibles, commanding six-figure prices at auctions. That's why the 2025 revival isn't just another model launch, it's the resurrection of a piece of living history. Design philosophy, a balancing act. When Harley set out to create the 2025 Knucklehead, the mission was clear: honor the past but embrace the future. The design team studied vintage Knuckleheads in detail, from the curves of the fenders to the lines of the teardrop fuel tank. They kept the muscular stance, the exposed V-twin heart, and the vintage aura. But then they layered in modern details. You get full LED headlight style to mimic the warm glow of 1940s lamps. Analog style gauges conceal digital tech. Paint finishes range from classic two-tone schemes reminiscent of the 1930s to bold metallics that scream 2025. Even the frame design echoes the rigid look of the past, while hiding modern suspension and lightweight alloys underneath. It's a visual masterpiece that blends nostalgia and innovation seamlessly. Engine, the Neo-Knuckle V-Twin. At the core of the 2025 Knucklehead is Harley's Neo-Knuckle V-Twin, a 1,770 cubic centimeters monster producing over 120 horsepower and 135 pound-foot of torque. Unlike the original, which required constant tinkering, this engine delivers reliability, efficiency, and raw power. The knuckle-shaped rocker covers pay homage to the original, but everything inside is modern: precision fuel injection, liquid cooling with discrete radiators, and emissions compliance that allows it to thrive in global markets. What makes it special is not just the numbers, but the feel. Twist the throttle, and you get that deep, throaty Harley rumble, carefully engineered to sound like the original. Knuckle while benefiting from modern exhaust technology. The 6-speed transmission shifts smoother than butter, and the torque curve gives riders confidence whether they're crawling through city streets or blasting down open highways. Frame, suspension, and handling. The 2025 Knucklehead rides on a steel tube frame reinforced with modern composites. This keeps the classic look while delivering rigidity and lightweight performance. The suspension is a highlight: Showa upside-down forks in the front and hidden monoshock at the rear, disguised to look like a vintage hardtail. This clever engineering keeps the retro aesthetic while ensuring comfort and stability. Braking power comes from Brembo dual-disc calipers up front and a single disc in the rear, with advanced cornering ABS for safety. Tires are chunky white walls on wire-spoke wheels, another nod to history. The handling is surprisingly agile for a bike this size, giving riders confidence in corners without sacrificing that heavy, planted cruiser feel. Technology, heritage meets future. Technology is where Harley went bold. The 2025 Knucklehead features a 6-inch TFT display embedded within analog dials. Bluetooth, navigation, and ride telemetry are all standard, but hidden in a way that doesn't ruin the vintage charm. Riding aids include selectable ride modes: touring, sport, heritage, and rain, each adjusting throttle mapping, suspension, and traction control. The heritage mode is particularly unique, dimming the screen, limiting power delivery slightly, and tuning exhaust notes to mimic the mellow feel of a 1940s bike. Harley calls it a time machine feature, and for many, it may become the favorite setting. Customization, built for individuality. Harley knows its culture thrives on customization. The 2025 Knucklehead launches with a massive catalog of accessories. Riders can fit ape-hanger handlebars, short bobber fenders, custom exhausts, or full touring setups with saddlebags and windscreens. Screamin' Deagle performance upgrades are available right from launch, letting riders tune their Knucklehead into anything from a stripped-down chopper to a long-haul touring beast. The aftermarket potential is endless, ensuring the Knucklehead will once again become a canvas for personal expression, just like it was in the 1940s. Pricing and exclusivity. Harley priced the 2025 Knucklehead starting at $29,999, making it a premium offering. Special editions featuring hand-painted tanks, vintage-inspired leather saddles, and limited-run chrome kits can exceed $40,000. Harley plans to keep production numbers relatively limited to protect the exclusivity of the model. For collectors, this makes it a must-have. For riders, it's a chance to own a machine that bridges nearly a century of history. Competing in the modern market. In today's world, retro-inspired bikes are popular. Triumph has its Bonneville line, Indian has the Chief Bobber, and even Japanese manufacturers are building neo-retro machines. But none carry the legendary weight of the Knucklehead name. Harley is not just competing with specs, it's offering cultural capital. A 2025 Knucklehead isn't just a motorcycle purchase, it's a membership into Harley's living legacy. The emotional side of the Knucklehead. Harley-Davidson motorcycles have always been more about emotion than raw performance. With the Knucklehead revival, Harley has tapped into something deeper. For older riders, it's a connection to the golden age of motorcycling. For younger riders, it's an opportunity to ride something authentic, not just another modern cruiser. The bike becomes more than steel and chrome, it becomes a story, a symbol of freedom, individuality, and the American road. Future of Harley's heritage strategy. The Knucklehead may just be the start. If this model succeeds, Harley could expand its heritage revival program, reimagining other legendary names. Imagine a 2027 Panhead, a modern Shovelhead, or even an Evo reimagined for the electric age. By leveraging nostalgia with innovation, Harley is positioning itself not only to survive but to thrive in a changing motorcycle world. Conclusion: a legend reborn. The 2025 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead is more than a motorcycle. It's the return of a cultural icon, rebuilt for the modern era while staying true to its soul. With its blend of classic design, modern engineering, and deep emotional connection, it's set to become one of the most important Harleys of this century. For riders who want more than just speed or comfort, for those who want a story, a piece of living history, and a motorcycle that bridges the past and the future, the Knucklehead is the answer. Once again, Harley has reminded the world why it stands at the heart of American motorcycling.